right, well, picked up some coping saw blades. These are 24 tooth. Yeah, 24 tooth. And I'm going to cut some titanium. Just rip that. Why when you have a knife? Okay. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Oh, some titanium plates. Look at that. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I don't know what I'm buying. This is like, I think this was $10. So it's a 2 millimeter. Is that right? This looks more than 2 millimeters. Okay, now I gotta know. It's probably got a little bit of an edge on it. 2.09, so it's basically 2. I have no idea if is there like, oh, there's a little lip on this. That's probably making it measure a little more. Yeah, I don't know, I like it. I looked at that edge, I'm like, that looks like it's more than 2 millimeters. So again, I got 2 of these sheets. So my big complaint, and it's not really a complaint, but the brass is pretty thick. It's, it is, how thick is my brass? Oh, it's not that much thicker. So, okay, so it's more or less. Oh, okay. So the brass I was using is 090, 1 inch thick. So that's a little 2.3 millimeters, and that's to be expected. This material should be a little bit less than 080. So they were right at 2. They're right at 2. And yeah, 78 thousandths. So that's about right. Good. So there we go. Titanium plate. Super curious to see. Oh, I have to say, I really like the brass. I don't know, it just looks killer. Before I had glued some paper to the metal, and I think this time what I'm going to do instead is, oh look, it comes pre-scratched. So this is a 100 millimeter by 100 millimeter by 2 millimeters thick piece of titanium. This is TA2 GR2, and I did my homework, and it just barely covers the length, which is about 4 inches or so for that guy. So I figure what I'll do is, instead of, I mean, I could also just use a knife and mark a line, scribe, but I'm worried that I can't see that very well. So what I'm going to do is use a big old marker and just make, see if this will work. That's not good. Let's find another one. Okay, here we go. Let's see if this one, oh yeah, much better. All right, so I don't need to mark the whole thing. I just want to mark where my line's going to be, roughly. Okay, now, what I wish I could do is tack this, okay, this guy in well. Okay, so now I've got something with a sharp tip. I'm just going to push hard so I don't move this guy. And I'm just going to scratch right where that marker There's the tricky part. Don't let it slide on you. Okay. It's a little faint, but I can still see it. Okay. So there we go. I've got this guy rigged up. What I'll do is I'll try to cut with my vise to start with, my soft jaws, see if I can get this to work. So wish me luck. Well, I haven't broken the blades yet. Trying to reduce the amount of file work that I have to do, so you can't see the line on my side of the plate here, but the idea is that I'm staying just a little bit off the line, and then I'll either use my belt sander or a file to get down to the line. Here's my plate. Definitely rough, but at least I'm pretty close to that line, so I don't have to do a lot of stock removal. Tempted to just file on this a little bit and see how hard that goes. Well, the weird part is I'm shaping this. This is what I think is G10, the original scales from the CIVIVI Elementum, and then this is the titanium, and it already feels, they almost feel like the same weight. I'm going to weigh these later, but it's funny how much of a feather this titanium is. I still have a little material to move. You can see down to that scribe line there. So I'm still kind of slowly working my way around. I've got this more or less shaped like I want it. Put 3 in here because I've got 2 smaller holes here, and then I've got the larger one in the back. And this, essentially, this is what I'm emulating. So this is the one that I'm trying to make with the flat bottom, and that's right there. You can see how it's got that flat area. I'm going to try to get that as close as I can with this. It's going to be slightly V-shaped. I'm going to try it and see if this is good. And these other guys, they're also going to have a V-shape. I don't know how I'm going to make flat bottom holes in there unless I want to modify some bits and cut them, but we'll see how it goes. Okay, so I just drilled the hole in the titanium, and it looks pretty good. Nice smooth round hole. It's very slightly larger diameter than this. This is like 10 millimeters plus a little bit, and this is like 10.3. So it's a little roomier, but I'm going to be happy with that. And if I make any more of these, I'll just get a better bit for that. But I'm just trying to, again, improve each time I make one of these things. But it cuts really well in this titanium. That bit with the 135, it's just a much less aggressive cut. It's a little hard to index because the V is not as pronounced, but I like that. Well, so far so good. This is a 135 degree, which is more relaxed, and for harder materials I found it to be just right. So where if you were to use the 118, you can see how it's a much more aggressive tip. So it's going to cut a little faster. And anyway, playing with this stuff was interesting. This also has what they call a split tip, which I think is supposed to make the indexing better. So it follows that center punch. All right, just for the record, it looks like, I didn't record this before, but it looks like the holes, the larger holes on the G10 are, what is this, 5/32? feels like it might be a little bit larger than that. I think this worked though with the brass. I'm gonna cut these, and this is also, this bit is, I think, that 118. So it's a little more aggressive than I'd like. I'd rather have that 135, but we're gonna try it. We don't want to obviously go through all the way, but again, if we can just start a shoulder on it and then drill that center hole. So here we go. So here's the difference. So this is the tie, and I've just started to polish it. Still got some work to do, but you can see what it looks like compared to the brass. And it's pretty interesting, isn't it? It's got a nice look to it. Is it similar to the G10? Well, kind of, but not really. Like, it's got a totally different vibe. So anyway, that's good. All right, so I've got this outline. It's still hard to see. Still working on a technique here that works. But I can see the line against the black marker. So now I'm going to cut this out. And again, it's not easy. This titanium does not want to saw very well. And using my coping saw works okay, but already this blade has cut one template and it's already feeling like, we should, unless I break it, we'll see if we can cut another one out of this. Yeah. So it's not bad. Okay. So I've done the center punch on this material. And I'm going to drill. Okay, this is a 7/64. And I'm using this one to through drill the holes. So I've got the larger diameter already set here. I'm going to do the center. This way. All right, I'm putting this in here just in case this decides to spin. I don't want it to spin. that would hurt me. But that didn't spin it, but it could have. Now I have the larger diameter and then the smaller diameter and a lot of flare. So I've got to file that down or sand it. So I'm going to do that now. I'm not finished shaping this. It has kind of a weird curve, but I'll worry about that later. I just want to make sure I can get these holes done. Oh, I've got to do this hole. This is another one. Okay, so this bit for the larger diameter is a 13/64. And it might not be big enough, but it seems to clear just right in that hole. So let's try it. Let's see how that does. Okay, I'm going to try to get it as close to the center as I can. The hole in the middle is a little bit ragged. So you may not have seen that, but it did a slight it worked out okay, but the drill bit moved slightly as I drilled, so it indexed itself, which I'm glad it actually went in the right place, because that would have been kind of funky. Anyway, so here we go. So here's what I was trying to do. So now we've got titanium, G10, and it's looking okay. Let's try the bolt, see how that works. So that's not bad. That fits about like it does on the G10. A little more of a friction fit here. Like that's a very tight fit. And this is a comfortable fit. Like I can move it around slightly. So I knew this would be a little bit roomy, and that's okay. I think if I got a true 10 millimeter bit, I think this would fit perfectly. Again, I think I'm being a little bit overly sensitive, I think, at this point. But that looks good. So here's the brass versus the titanium. I mean, it looks a lot like aluminum, I have to say. It kind of feels like it too. But it's not bad. Let's see how closed. This is always a puzzle. Okay, so now I've got the old brass pieces. They're, well, new, old. And then I've got my new so exciting. So there's this little pin that goes, let's see, how does this work? I always have to orient myself again. Pin in. Don't forget the pin. Sorry, that wasn't in focus. Why does my foot itch so much? Okay. Okay. Now here's the tricky part. I think this goes like this. And I don't know which side this goes, but I'm going to put it on this side. Okay. Why am I doing this on a piece of tile? I have no idea. Okay. This looks so cool. Already, I can't believe it. Okay, but I don't want to scratch this. Why am I doing this on this tile? I don't actually know. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna get my rubber mat. Okay. There we go. It's a dirty mat, but what are you gonna do? Okay. Well, that looks really, really good. Okay, let's see if these screws actually fit, because I don't even know if they will seat. Let us find out. Oh, that one works. Does this one work? Oh, that one seats. Let's see on this side. Okay, that one might need a little bit of work. That works. So I've done no cleanup so far on the plate, other than just sanding off some of the marker. So, oh, look at that. They recess on this. That looks good. This one needs a little work. These don't recess. So I got to work on that. Okay. 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 All right. Okay. Ooh. Well, that is titanium. And that looks amazing. Again, no cleanup. I still need to sand and finish shaping the scales on this guy. It's still not done, but look at that. That, I don't know, man. Oh, and it's light. So it's not as light. It feels a little more substantial than with the plastic or G10. But it is, that's understandable. Much lighter than the brass. And I looked it up, actually. So titanium density for volume is half that of brass. So I'll post it in the somewhere on the screen. So you can definitely feel it. Oh my gosh, look at that. Oh, that just feels excellent. Wow. Okay, now I've got decisions to be made here. Do I want to get another knife and have one with brass, one with titanium? I don't know. It's sort of like, it's like choosing ties, It's like, which tie am I going to wear? Or belts, or wristbands on your watch. I don't know. It's pretty cool. So anyway, that's my latest conundrum is now I don't know what to do because I really like the titanium. but no, it's got a good, what's going on there? It's not lined up. Come on. Okay. Alright, that looks good. Tempted to make a titanium clip. I don't know, maybe next project. Shouldn't be hard. Boy, that lube helps a lot. I just put a little bit of trumpet valve oil. Seems to work just fine. Yeah, that looks good. Feels good too. What it does, it's kind of squeaky. Yeah, I like that look. I'm gonna keep it. It's good. On to other things.